Hello and welcome our blood viewers to RTD's News English Edition. As usual, we bring to you the major and top highlights as follow. Coordination meeting with the president of the municipalities held Blas. And on international scene, signing of an agreement for the creation of migrant reception centers at sea, Italy and Albania. Those were the major and top highlights. Welcome back to our newsroom, our beloved viewers. The Republic of Djibouti, which currently holds the presidency of IGAD, welcomes the mediation initiative between the Sudanese armed forces and the Rapid Support Forces, which took place in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. The parties made commitments to humanitarian aid and mutual trust, demonstrating their willingness to put an end to the conflict. Djibouti congratulates the mediators, Saudi Arabia, the United States, the African Union and IGAD, represented by its Executive Secretary Dr. Urqini Gabiyo, for their role in these talks and encourages them to continue their efforts to bring the conflict to an end. The Prime Minister, Mr. Abdul Ghadir Kamil Mohammed, in the presence of the Secretary General of the Perimeter and the Director of the Cabinet, and Colonel Musa Mohammed Musa, had the honor of presenting the insignia of Officer in the National Order of June 27 to the General Manager of BOA, Mr. Farid Bouri, at a ceremony held late on Wednesday morning. Mr. Farid Bouri, a graduate of the High School of Business and Management, was previously based in Dakar, Senegal, where he was in charge of sales and marketing at the BMCE Group's Bank of Africa for over 4 years. At the same time, his colleague Mrs. Fathia Skar Farah, BOS Chief Operating Officer, was honored with the title of Knight in the National Order of June 27th. Mr. Fathia Skar Farah obtained a bachelor's degree in Economic and Social Administration, followed by a master's degree in Economic and Social Administration with a specialization in SME Management from the Angers Faculty of Law, Economics and Social Sciences. Since 1988, she has enjoyed a long career in banking, notably with the Credit Agricole Group as head of various departments. In 1993, she was appointed Director of Finance and Risk at the Bank of Africa, where she managed and supervised the risk, legal, legislation, general accounting, and treasury departments, as well as overseeing the credit committee and participating in several internal committees. On July 5th, 2022, she was appointed Operations Director of Bank of Africa, responsible for proposing and implementing the networking CAF sales plan, setting up a management and leadership system for the operations division teams, managing and marketing bank's product, and supervising the operational division entities. The Ministry of Health, Dr. Ahmed Roble Abdullah, chaired an important coordination meeting between the Health Department and the community of Bil'as on the ongoing house spraying activities. The meeting provided an opportunity to share ideas with a view to creating a synergy between the health services and the local community to enable the population to take greater ownership of these preventive activities. Given the novelty of this technique, the Ministry of Health, Dr. Ahmed Roble Abdullah, urged all those present to intensify communication, awareness raising, and advocacy among Djiboutian households on the various aspects of the benefits of indoor visual spraying. The minister also raised the need to further strengthen coordination at all levels between the sectoral ministry and Bil'as's local elected officials concerning field activities in the field of vector and multiform control. The Ministry of Social Affairs and Solidarity today closed a 6-month training program in solar plant installation and maintenance for some 20 young people as part of the Sustainable Solutions program run by the ministry. Presided over by Madam Amina Ahmed Warsama, Secretary General of the Ministry of Social Affairs and Solidarity. The ceremony to hand over the certificates to the young trainees was attended by the Secretary General of the Ministry of National Education and Vocational Training, the Secretary General of the Ministry of Energy, and the UNFD Program Coordinator. This initiative, designed to empower vulnerable population and foster sustainable resilience, is fully in line with investment in human capital, a key priority for long-term social and economic development. The young laureates carefully selected from the Ministry's database come from vulnerable families benefiting from social programs. The 6-month program is designed to provide essential practical and theoretical skills, complemented by 1-month internship with partner companies. At today's ceremony, those promising young talents received their certification of completion, along with customized kits to help them successfully launch their own entrepreneurial initiatives. Excellency Mr. Isi Abdullah Asowi handed over his letters of credence to His Excellency Mr. Ranil, the President of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka, in his capacity as Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Republic of Djibouti to the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka, with residence in New Delhi on Sunday, 5th of November at Kandy, Sri Lanka. Mr. Isi Abdullah Asowi, the new Ambassador of the Republic of Djibouti to Sri Lanka, was received in the President's residence in Kandy by the Sri Lankan Head of State Mr. Ranil, in the presence of the Sri Lankan Minister of Foreign Affairs, the President's Private Secretary, and the Chief of Protocol. At the presentation ceremony, Mr. Isi Abdullah Asawi said how honored he was to present his letters of credence as Djibouti's ambassador auxiliary to Sri Lanka throughout the history of the two countries. In its relentless fight against food insecurity, the Republic of Djibouti has secured crucial funding from the World Bank for a project to the ministry tackle the current food crisis. As a result, the Ministry of Commerce and Tourism has launched an extensive operation to monitor wholesale outlets. This control operation has two essential components. Firstly, it aims to examine the state of stocks of essential food items such as sugar, flour, and pasta. Secondly, it aims to assess the pricing structure approved by the Ministry of Commerce. During a recent raid in the city center, inspection teams examined all wholesale outlets to visually assess the amount of stock of essential food items available. It should be noted that following this examination, some wholesalers were summoned for further investigations. It is important to stress that these control operations, or course stated by the Ministry of Commerce, will continue for a month. Solidarity, the youth of the Hayu region gathered at the CDC in Oboch to respond to the appeal to raise funds of our Palestinian brothers and sisters. This outpouring of generosity initiated by the youth aims to respond to the call of solidarity launched by the President of the Republic of Djibouti, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Gelle, in favor of the Palestinians in Gaza. This initiative, named the Yellow Coin for a Young Person in Gaza, symbolizes the hope and tangible contribution of the community to help young people in Gaza. The gesture of solidarity invites all young people, families, and residents of the region to join this noble cause and take part in the fundraising campaign. After a grueling journey, the national soccer team, nicknamed the Red Sea Sharks, has finally begun training in Egypt yesterday afternoon. The players took part in their first training session under the guidance of the national team coach. The main aim of this session was to allow the players to recover from the fatigue of the trip while focusing on specific physical exercises. For 2 hours, our national athletes gave their all in preparation for the upcoming challenges of the international break. The coach of the Senior A national team stressed the main objective of these sessions was to enable the players to acclimatize to the Egyptian climate, which will be essential for the upcoming matches against Egypt and Guinea. It should be noted that the Sharks will face Egypt in Cairo on November 16, followed by a match against Guinea-Bissau on November 20. Shifting gears towards the international scene now, Italy opened two centers in Albania, a non-European Union member state, to receive migrants rescued at sea under an agreement signed in Rome on Monday by the Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni and her counterpart Edi Rama. The two Italian-run centers, which will be operational in spring 2024, will be able to accommodate up to 3,000 migrants, or around 39,000 a year, according to forecasters. These two structures for the entry and temporary reception of immigrants rescued at sea will enable the rapid processing of asylum applications or any repatriation. Well, by this, our blood viewers, we finally conclude this edition. Thank you for being with us, and make sure to tune in as always for more. Have a good night. Take care.